Hi, we're in the park again. We got the Zino 1 out again because we did a bit of a fly around with it before, but we couldn't really test out all the features because of the battery life. We're going to attempt to do an in-depth review. So, is it a good buy or not? Right, we've got the Zino. Let's have a quick look at it on camera. Basically, it's quite a basic drone. There's no sensors really. It's a 4K 30 drone, so it's good camera on it. SD card goes in the side there. There's no sort of waterproof flap. The battery is 3000 milliamp hours, so doesn't last a great deal of time. I think we might get something like 15 to 20 minutes out of it, maybe flight time. So give it a go. But yeah, it's quite a nice looking drone. So far we've been impressed with how capable it is. The controller's quite basic but quite sturdy. As we said with the Zino Pro Plus, quite like the controller because you can get to all aspects of the app, unlike on the Mavic Pro and the Mavic Mini 1 controllers, where it's difficult to kind of get your fingers in the edges because it grips onto it. Whereas this is quite good, you know, it's quite a good open controller. We've got the landing pad with us to try out the the intelligent landing. This does have intelligent landing, but I think it has to use the main cameras because it doesn't have any additional sensors. So we'll give that a go. We're using some baby wipes to hold down the pad, or else it'll blow away because there's nowhere to anchor it to. Let's check the settings. Basically, we need to come out of video mode. We need to go into video mode, sorry. We need to check our settings. This one seems to keep its settings at 4K 30, whereas the Zino 2 Plus constantly went back to 1080p, 60 frames a second. Very frustrating. We've got all the colours set to auto, even though they say ordinary. Basically there's ordinary colour, but that should all be good. That's the settings we want. Let's start recording. Always asked to bind. Very interesting. Always asked to bind. I was wondering if that was a blip last time, but this time it's done it again. So anyway, we want to do a few things. Actually, we want to do our compass calibration first. So in the settings menu, you've got the ability to search the parking apron. We'll set that on. That's the intelligent flight landing. I want to see if I can do the I want to do the compass calibration, so I just need to find where that is. I would have thought it's in the settings area. Controller maybe? Let's see it now. Let's have a look. Gyro complex. No, we don't want to do gimbal calibration because that probably take forever, and it should be okay. Just yeah, compass calibration. Here we go. So we do that by putting this one down. You can spin it around like that. It'll show you on the screen what to do, like that, and it'll tell you when to change anything. So now it's saying like that, nose down, and you basically spin that round like that, and it'll tell you on the app when it's done. So you don't need to work that out yourself. It's pretty reliable. It seems to do its job. System tilt of angle. Oh yeah, we want to do a. So it's initializing itself. Now it says ready to fly again. Let's just check. Just want to do the horizontal. See if there's a horizontal. Yeah, horizontal calibration. So we've just done that. So now it should be. Yeah, we've done all this. So Hubson can't complain. We're giving it a fair go. Right, let's just check our settings again. We're in 4K 30. We should be able to start recording now, and we should be able to take off. Right, now that should be the, you know, we've done all the calibrations, so it's actually holding its position quite well. You know, that's quite nice. Oh, hang on. Not quite as well as some. Right, okay, so it comes back towards us. It's a little bit windy today, so, you know, I'm not saying that it is going to be perfect, but let's do a spin around and have a look. Camera's basically Hang on, nearly hit the camera then. But basically we want to go up, Rach, it's not going to hit you, I've got it under control, don't worry. But basically, right, can you get underneath it and have a look at it? Right, here we go, yeah. So it doesn't hold its position very well, which is a bit annoying, but it is a little bit windy. But anyway, I want to try out a few features. You know, again, if you want something that holds its position perfectly, you've got to go DJI. There is no drone that really 100% holds its position. The Fimi's not as bad as these Hubsons, but it's certainly no perfect. Right, I'm going to drop the camera down, see if we get me on camera. Can we? Right, I want to do a motion track feature now. So let's do following mode, active track, right? So this is quite a good feature for a drone. Hang on, oh, it's moving around, that's the problem. This is quite a good feature for a drone. That is, right, here we go, click go. This is a good feature for a drone, which is basically on the cheaper end of the scale. So, you know, we got this for under £200 from Banggood. I mean, I think it was like 170 or something crazy like that. It's really, really good value, and it is tracking me. It is tracking me, and it is looking around. So, you know, it is following me. I'm pretty happy with that, and that's very similar to what happened with the Zino Pro Plus when we tested that. So, you know, that drone's a bit more expensive. You're looking in the realms of sort of £250 for that drone. But this drone is tracking me pretty well. A very similar performance level to the Zino Pro Plus, I'd say. So again, you know, the Zino Pro Plus doesn't have any settings. Its big benefit of that drone is its battery capacity is much bigger. Anyway, right, we're going to stop that because or else we will run out of that battery. I want to try out some more features. I don't think we've got Dronie. I think we found that we didn't have Dronie before. But we'll have a look. Oh, oh. That was my fault. I moved it forward instead of back. Okay, oh, standing on the landing pad. So let's have a look in the modes. Creative video. We've only got, I think we got fly to sky, which has not been implemented. So that's a bit of a, that's not great. So things like orbit and stuff like that have not been implemented on this drone, which is a bit of a disappointment because those are the kind of features that you will get on the Zino Pro Plus, but you don't seem to get on here. So let's just have a look in and see if there's any more modes. I don't, let's come out. Line fly mode is where it just flies along a line. You've got orbit mode, which we tried yesterday. So that can then go around the, you know, around the transmitter. So yeah, let's set it to the transmitter. So that's my controller in my hand. It's going to start orbiting now. And let's just hope I've got it. Hang on. I was trying to watch this because it might go into the tree. So hang on, pull it this way. Pull it away from the tree. Yeah, it's got away from the tree. We're all right. We moved it round. But it is following and it is looking at me going round. So you can turn that off, you can either hide it. But yeah, it is following round me. So that's not a bad little feature. I'd say Dronie is a shame. That's a missing feature. It's kind of moving, but I think because more to do with the sort of like wind really than anything. But yeah, it doesn't hold its position very well. Of course, it hasn't got optical flow sensors. I don't think I'm going to stop that now. It doesn't manage its altitude very well, I'd say. But you can do a manual Dronie, so Dronie's not an impossible one to do. So if I move it forward towards me, right, if I stand here, you know, so it's basically, you want to basically go up and back, and that basically, there's your manual Dronie. So you can do a manual Dronie. You don't need a Dronie basically facility on the drone. It's one of the more easier ones to do manually. And this does have orbit, so you know that's quite good. So it does orbit you. Let's just see what else is in here. in terms, so basically it could orbit. So what's it at now? Yeah, so you've got the option to do the transmitter as the point of interest. You can use the current location. But on the Zino Pro Plus, you had the option to set a point on the map as well. It doesn't look like we've got that. So how do you set your radius there? Don't know how you set that. Hang on, is there not a... Hang on, let's have a look. Is there not a radius? Altitude's 44 meters. Next. Can you not set the radius? Is there any way of... Oh, I think what you do is you set it and then you pull it back. Yeah, so you tell it. So it's at 41 meters. I think you put your altitude up. So let's get the altitude. Hang on. Oh, sorry, no, it's going down actually. I was pushing it the wrong way. But basically, you get your altitude up to say, like, I don't know, 50, 60 meters. Right. You set your radius out, so you move it back. Let's get it back. Let's go back about... Oh, hang on, no. That's coming towards us rather than away from us. We want it to go... It's going the opposite way. It's going across the road there. But anyway, it will do a full radius of us. So we're going away. Now I think we want to execute that. And it should do it. Let's put the speed up high so it does it quickly. It's not the fastest of drones. Only doing 2.6 meters a second. I think on the FEMI when we're doing orbit you could get it up quite high. You know, you could maybe set it up at, like, you know, 6 or 10 meters a second. So it's spinning round, it's going round. I can see it orbiting up there. It's doing the job, and it's basically focusing in on the point which we were at in the field. So it's basically just circling a spot in the field. Obviously we haven't got really any points of interest here for it to start looking around, so but it's at 57% battery, so pretty happy with that. We've managed to do a few things with it. Bit of a shame it doesn't have the Dronie mode, but like I said, you can do that manually, and some people prefer to. But yeah, it's going round, it's circling. You can see it going round the park now. You know, it's a capable drone for the money you're paying. I mean, we paid under £200. I'm not sure what that is in dollars. Probably, you know, I guess, you know, a lot of the times the prices are similar in dollars to pounds, so you may pay under $200 for one of these if you can get hold of one. I mean, I got it on Banggood. I think it's available on UK Amazon, probably a bit more expensive, and it was available, you know, I don't think it was available on the US Amazon, but you know, it might come in and out. So, but yeah, it's certainly no slouch of a drone for the money you're paying. You can also get the batteries cheaper than something like the Zino 2 Plus and the Zino Pro Plus or the Zino Pro. The Zino Pro models are kind of just a bit of an upgraded version of this. They don't have any real sensor differences. They've got a few extra features which looks more of a sort of software crippling than actual, you know, features. But the active track, I mean, it did the active track, you know, that's pretty good. So basically that's an advanced feature that usually, you know, if you had something like a Mavic range drone, you'd have to have the Air 2 to get that feature. So I think it is just continuing to orbit around that center point, and it's doing a good job. So, well, I'm going to stop that now, let it go out of that mode. I'll just have a look a bit more in here. Is it? No, we definitely can't do fly to sky. There's panorama shot. I don't really want to do that because it'll stop the video in, and it's basically it'll just get a collection of images that you then will have to stitch together yourself, which I don't think is what most people are going to want to have to do. But yeah, basically, let's just see, it's up there. Let's give it a bit of a fly around. Basically, still recording. So let's have a look around the area. Probably fly over the river part, and eke out the rest of this battery, really, because yeah, it's really, you know, it's doing a good job basically of flying about. And I don't think we've had any breakup in the FPV, and we'll have to wait till we stitch the video together and have a look at the actual, you know, the results and the quality. Battery level's only 40%, should be okay. You know, it tends to be pretty bad when it gets to about 20%, so but we'll let it get down to about 30%, I think, and then we will have a look and send it back, because And let's pick this camera up. Oh, hang on. Yeah, it's going to return itself anyway. I just want to pick the camera up so we can see what the horizon looks like. Is the horizon good? Yeah, I think, is it going to return? I think it's returning to home now. The horizon looks good to me. So that's another concern. On the Fimi you do get tilted horizons a lot. I took a Mavic Pro out the other day and I had a tilted horizon on that. But yeah, I haven't seen a tilted horizon on this, I don't think. So let's see if it can find this helipad, because it should be set to do it. I don't know if it'll automatically drop the camera for us or not. That'll be interesting. But when it's above us, we'll drop the so what's it at? It's at 70 meters. I'm just making sure it won't hit any of these big large trees behind us. But basically it should come over. It should be able to find that pad. Hopefully the makeshift kind of weights will not affect the propellers, but I think it'll be fine. But let's hope it can find that pad. It's over the top of us now. Is it searching for the apron? I don't think it is. Is it moving the camera down? Is it gonna drop its own camera? I don't know. It's coming down, but it's not dropping the camera down. And I just wonder, do we need to drop the camera down for it? Maybe we should. The thing with these is the gimbals are really kind of smoothly drop as well, so it's on automatic return. I'm trying to drop its camera down for it so it can try and find. Right, I'll tell you what, I'm going to stop it from cancel return. I'm going to stop it from returning for the minute, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and put it in a better position and go up. Oh, that's down. I'm going to go up. I'm going to drop this camera right down so it's totally down, and I'm going to then get it to return home. Let's go up a little bit more. Let's see if it can find that. Right, yeah, so I want it to, no, don't want to cancel the land. It's just going to land, isn't it? Hang on, I don't want it to go there though. I don't want it to land over the top of us. Well, to be honest with you, it wasn't going to. Yeah, so it's stopped now. I'll stop the recording. Yeah, it wasn't going to allow us to basically give it a chance to find that pad. But you know, the thing is, it doesn't have any camera sensors. It doesn't have anything underneath. There's no sort of you know, there's no sensors underneath, as you can see. So you know, basically on like a Fimi or a Mavic drone, there would be optical flow sensors to hold the position. There would be landing cameras. It doesn't have any of that, so it has to use the main camera. And maybe it's possible, we haven't got another battery at the moment, maybe it's possible that if you get it in the right position, you set the camera down, maybe it will land automatically. But it seemed to be a bit of a nice feature, and I have seen reviews where they have got it to land perfectly on the pad, but obviously that one wasn't going to happen. Maybe the sun is whitening out the pad on the camera as well, so maybe that makes it a bit difficult. But anyway, it is what it is. I think that's fine. You know, overall a good drone, I'd say. You know, certainly if you're wanting to get your first sort of serious drone, I would say that that's a good drone to go for. You know, you can usually get them on very cheap deals. So I'll just turn the battery off a second. Is it going off? It's a difficult one to turn off, this. The Hudson seemed a bit weird. You've got to kind of press it, then press it again and hold. Anyway, basically, you know, we gave it a fly around. It doesn't have Dronie, which is annoying, but you can do that manually. But yeah, certainly a good first proper drone, I'd say. So definitely worth considering, but it does blow around a lot. So a Mavic Mini would probably suit you better if you're a bit nervous of controlling. As you can see, I flew into Rachel nearly, so you got to be careful. You know, and I'm used to flying, so you know, maybe, yeah, something to think about. But definitely if you're on a real tight budget, this is a potential option for you if you don't fancy getting like a second-hand Mavic Mini or something like that. But anyway, thanks very much for watching. You've been great as always. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please click like. If you want to see more videos like this, please click subscribe. And we'll see you again in the next one. Please share to your friends if you can as well. But thanks very much for watching. Take care, and we'll see you again in the next one.